offensively, and now would be a heck of a time to have that breakout.
It sure would help. A good dig from the back row and an ace for the Lady Eagles.
Great serve there. Rachel West is that middle serving for herself, right? So sometimes you don't know what you're going to get, but sometimes those middles are sneaky good. She played a great angle there.
And she's been really good with her serve. And back to back. Rachel West with the ace. Reyes gets it over. And they reset it over to the left for Mbaya. Man. Outside Stankovic for Phoebe Reyes. That's a big-time block. Goodness. And the first time we'll see Nia Dannenberg to serve. She's thrown the team in digs in her sophomore campaign. She played outside and also as a defensive specialist and a dive piece. Inside Nelson with the set. And somehow saved by Bert Allen. Left side, Nelson puts it away.
High yield checking.
17-14, Utah State Eastern leading Indian Hills. 14 against the 8 in the 7th place game. Look how the Indian Hills got here.
Yeah.
They won their first game in an upset. They've long lost their last 6 sets.
7 with this one here today.
Correct. Off the serve receive, another swinging right hook for Amelia Zug.
It's interesting to look at the numbers. We took a brief check out them in the timeout. Utah State's still hitting better than 300 in the match. They've taken 10 fewer swings than Indian Hills right now. Indian Hills has been a high-risk, high-reward offense right now, and it's not been the latter. It's only been high risk.
Yeah. Here's Person to serve. A fadeaway set, and off the tip, Nelson gets another point.
Nice job by Vesterich there to adjust to that dig, and sometimes it's on the setter. If you can just get a clean enough dig, look, it isn't going to be perfect. Nothing's perfect. But if you can get a clean enough dig that she can adjust that center core and still maintain that balance to get a good look on the far pin.
And to your point, you asked a question earlier just rhetorically about who can be the second person. Well, the second person is Piper Nelson.
Yeah, she's found it. That's exciting to see.
Allen. They somehow keep it alive in the back by Powell. Another good eye by Allen again. Atwood keeps it up. The swing on the joust. One more time, Atwood. Good dig by Powell. Nelson. Good hands by Oles. Pearson. Craven. Left it short.
That was such a teeter-totter momentum because Utah State Eastern got out of system, and then they forced Indian Hills out of system, and then Indian Hills found a chance to play the ball on Bert Allen. A lot of times you struggle in a 6-2 playing out of system. Utah State Eastern hasn't today but did right there, and within 2 come the Warriors.
Allen with the set for Atwood. That's deflected. Second try. They try to go with a dump, and they somehow keep it over there. Another dig by Bert Allen. A screaming dive by Van Gies on a dig by Van Geesteren, and a block by the southpaw Jackie Craven.
That was a beautiful angle by Atwood, right? That's number 2 is Audrey Atwood.
Yep.
And to play that down the line, knowing that, I mean, if Von Eastern was going to get the dig, you were taking away the near pin, the back row attack, and probably even the middle, and it allowed the block to solely focus on that far pin.
6'4", Jackie Craven showing why she's valuable to this club, and that's a wide service error from Utah State.
And another one that yesterday, Craven, I think she got about 2 total offensive swings in yesterday's match against Northeastern. Short memory. You know, have a bird's memory, right? Just completely forget everything within 10 seconds because this is such a sport of momentum.
Take by Atwood, and here it comes. Rachel West, the sophomore, says hello to you.
She's got such great angles, and she takes an approach that isn't necessarily conventional. It's not that power approach where you're squared up. She's almost got that turn like she could be converted into a right side hitter where she's approaching a pin with that hip toward the net, and it gives her an angle. She can play near, center, far. She can do whatever she needs to there.
That was intentional, too. I've never seen it from a middle do that. Look at this, an ace.
And just Indian Hills was right there. It's 18-16, and you're like, yeah, we got this. And then you get the kill from West. You get yourself in a position where you can get the ace, and all of a sudden it's a 4-point match again.
21-17. And we'll keep it here. NJCCA volleyball fans, stay to date with the latest news and information regarding NJCAA volleyball by visiting the official website of the National Junior College Athletic Association at www.njcaa.org. And, you know, this was at one point a 2-point difference in the set.
Yeah.
And, again, just receiving serves. We've seen a couple of serve aces recently, and, you know, just those sudden actions, those sudden changes have made a difference in these last couple of matches for Indian Hills, from going from being the sweeper to being swept.
Yeah, and you're still in a position. I mean, this is a great spot for a timeout right now because you were within 18-16. Little 3-1 run. Let's stop it right here. Get ourselves a good receive. Get ourselves a good swing. Make sure the block's in position, and you can run your way right back. I mean, we're at a point in a match where Utah State could run away with this, or you can immediately come back and make this a competitive set, but it all hinges, and you hate to say it comes down to one thing. How's this serve receive going to be, and where does Utah State serve it? Do you pick on Von Eastern? Do you just play safe and play to the libero, which is what Indian Hills wants you to do? Where do you play a seam? I mean, there's a lot of things here. This is a really big point in this second set.
Utah State up a set to none here in the 7th place game. They go away from Von Geesteren, and they go on the right side. That's picked up. And a block by Piper Nelson. So you have the opportunity. Actually, it's a point to the Lady Eagles that went out of bounds.
Right. Yep.
But you're seeing the significance of recognizing who Nelson is now.
Yeah.
Even though it's not going into fair for Indian Hills.
Yep. You can play on her and try and keep the ball away from Von Eastern now.
And now you get the point right back to the service area.
You were trying to go right back at Nelson. I mean, you went right back to that spot there, and you're putting that ball with the rotation that they were in and how they were covering, where you essentially had to decide if you were Indian Hills, do we cover with our setter and immediately get out of system, or do we try and cover another way?
So here's Nelson to serve it, and she puts a dime down.
So, and I talked about this in the first set, and we saw Indian Hills do this late. You're playing these soft serves. You played so much power, so much seam, so much cross, and just drop one in here and make that back row think a little bit, and they just scooted up 6 inches. Power serve coming here.
Nicely done by Piper. A tough receive by Atwood. They go across the way, and again, how critical it is when you have a good serve and it confuses the defense. It leads to a hitting error. Now it's back to a 2-point game again.
Yeah, and you went soft, you went power. Now that back line backing up. They're still trying to protect their setter in that back right corner.
And another tough time receiving it. Somehow corralled by Rachel West to get over the top. Right side, Versovich. Van Geesteren gets the deflection. Saved by Person. Right side swing. Great dig by De Silva. Goodness. And the right side point to Indian Hills on a 3-0 run.
Incredible scramble by both teams. Both sides got balls up they shouldn't have, but Indian Hills did a better job on their scramble of making sure their setter had to do less movement, so therefore she had more options when it came to the offense.
1-point lead, 22-21, second set on ESPN+.